All right, Coach. Another night in the SWAC at home.
Yep, I tell you what, and we understand going into SWAC play this year how tough it's going to be, and the parity with the teams. And I thought we started off with two top tier teams at the end of the day. Thought it was a great experience, one for our guys. We've got a lot of new pieces that's having to play a lot of minutes right now, and gaining some valuable experience at the end of the day. We unfortunately got some guys down right now, but at the end of the day, I think it gives these other guys ample opportunity to play minutes and trying to do things that I think as the season continues to progress is going to be very beneficial for us.
You know, talking about that, most of the time when you want to be as a team in those situations, it's late in the season and you're trying to give guys minutes and get ready for conference tournament.
Right.
But here you are to start the season, the conference off, and you got to just push guys into the fire, but you also find out mentally where these guys are.
And it's a good place, and it's a good thing. I think, again, we've got a young core, guys, that I'm really excited about, that's playing, I think, extremely hard and extremely tough on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. And I think once we get the other core of our guys who are veterans back on the floor and get them back in the mix, some good things can happen for us. Because at one point we were looking to see who was going to be able to give us minutes. We've been forced to allow those guys to play certain minutes right now and extend it. And I think at the end of the day it's going to be a good thing for us. But I thought we did some good things tonight. Defensively, I thought about 28 to 30 minutes. We played some really good basketball, but there's about an 8 to 10 minute stretch there. We probably weren't as good as we needed to be, one defensively or executing on the offensive end to make plays. We allowed them to shoot 60% from the field, and that's not consistent with the defensive type team that we intend to be.
Coach, this is the first time since 2021 that you started 0-2 in the SWAC.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys have been here before, but you guys have obviously suffered through a lump sum of injuries. What adjustments do you think need to be made going into Pine Bluff?
Sure, we just got to try and get healthy. Hopefully one would be good for us. But at the same time, these guys did a great job. And at the same time, the two teams that we've played so far have been really good. So we didn't start off with the teams that have consistently or generally been at the bottom. We've played two experienced basketball teams. Teams that this one tonight have already beaten Vanderbilt, knocked off Colorado basketball team. They came in here and played well against us tonight. And so Pine Bluff will be another tough game. It's SWAC basketball, and every night's going to be tough, and we've got to be ready. And we've got to try to bounce back and mentally be in a certain spot to be challenged on Saturday.
You were talking about some of your young players, and one of them, Caleb Farouk, he stepped up in a huge way tonight, well, in the other games as well. And he seems like he makes the right plays at the right time. How would you describe his impact?
I think he's been really good for us. I think, one, it starts really on the defensive end of the floor. I think he does an incredible job with a great deal of energy. He's smart. He can play 1 through 5 in terms of defending the basketball. Offensively, he can play 1 through 5. So he's a great resourceful player at the end of the day for us because he can do so much. I guess he could be considered an Iron Man, and he's been really thrown into the fire because he's have to play a lot of minutes to make those things happen. And then you talk about Satirius, and you're talking about the freshman and the job that he's doing and how hard he's having to play, and at the same time trying to learn. At the same time, the things that he's got to go through with his learning curve. But these guys, I think, they're fighting, and we just got to make sure that they continue to fight. We feel that at some point this thing's going to turn for us and it'll be on our side.
And also one of your bench players too, Chris Craig. I heard from around the way that he was a walk-on, and he's been making a lot of defensive plays early on. What made him catch your eye early on?
I've known him since high school. He went to high school in Denton, Texas, and I've been familiar with him and saw him, and he and Grayson, her high school teammates, number 10 there at Starts, the best player there at Kansas. the point guard for Texas Tech. All those guys were on the same high school team, so I had a chance to go watch him play, and he was one of those guys, and we're excited about him being here and being a part of our program.
All right, Coach, you were down 2 starters on Monday, like you stated before, and you were down 2 starters again today. What are some things that you can implement going forward so that your team is adequately equipped, regardless of the starting lineup?
Well, you know, one thing we don't look for is excuses. You know, we really result-driven basketball team, and we feel like we put ourselves in position a couple of nights ago to get an overtime game with another good basketball team. And tonight, unfortunately, with about the last, say, 4 or 5 minutes, the game kind of gotten away from us. And it's one of those things we've just got to be more consistent with the group that we've got out there and be more solid on the defensive end, not give up easy scoring opportunities after shooting free throws. They ran a free throw break, beat us a couple times on that. Those are things we've got to clean up and get better at. But again, we've got guys that are out there playing that hadn't had a chance to one, be playing one in this environment. Then when you talk about conference play, that's a whole other level that you're dealing with.
All right, Coach. Reintroduce yourself, and we'll close this out.
Thanks so much. I'm Johnny Jones, head men's basketball coach of your Texas Southern Tigers.
This is Jerry Lee Woodley Jr., the college sports reporter, signing off. Thanks, Coach.